Thank you Dow Strong for sponsoring this video. This is MSG, also known as monosodium glutamate. To be more specific, it is the sodium salt of glutamic acid. MSG is naturally found in many foods we eat every day, including tomatoes, egg yolks, mushrooms, grape juice. Basically, it is in almost everything we eat naturally. Now, they usually make MSG out of fermented sugarcane or tapioca root. And today we're gonna use this stuff to dry age beef. The first thing I needed to find out is how fast it actually dissolves. And as you can see, as I put a little drop of water, it almost dissolves instantly. That is not a good thing. Since beef is almost 75% water, this is a big problem. But after doing so many dry aging experiments, I know exactly what to do. By adding a little bit of water to the MSG, I can actually make a paste out of it. As you can see, as soon as I start mixing it up, everything starts crumbling. This makes it a lot more pliable and ready to be applied to the beef. Because you know, if I just apply the MSG directly by itself, it will completely fall off. That is not what we're looking for. Now this, in the other hand, should work just fine. And for our beef, I'm going to be using this beautiful 3-bone rib roast. As you can see, it is a beauty. I have no idea what the MSG is going to do to it, but I'll tell you one thing I'm very excited to find out. So the first thing I did was to lay down a little bit of parchment paper. Then I applied a bedding of MSG. I laid the roast right on top and covered the whole thing with it. That right there is something you might never see again. I like to call this the MSG dry age cake. Now the only thing left to do is to let it rest on my refrigerator for a total of 28 days. Once the time was up, I opened up my refrigerator and this is what I found. The MSG completely transformed in something else. It almost looks like it had a chemical reaction. It first produced a crust and then it completely crumbled. But the most impressive thing to me is that when I look really close, it almost looks like popcorn. What in the world is that? But if you look closely, in some areas you can still see the intact MSG without nothing happened to it. But hey, the most important thing right now is to take the whole thing out and see what lies inside. And let me tell you something, as I'm doing so, this is a complete mess. My prep table has never been this messy. What a complete nightmare. And if you think that it's easy to clean off the MSG from the meat, no, it is not easy. I actually had to take it outside and use my leaf blower. But once I was done with the cleaning, this is what it looks like. After dry aging so many different pieces of meat, this one is the prettiest one of them all. That looks phenomenal, and I cannot wait to find out how it's gonna taste. Talking about that, the next thing to do is to go ahead and slice it open, and as I did, whoa! That looks incredible. I mean, take a look at these steaks. That is exactly what I was looking for. It is what I like to call perfection. Dry-aged steaks do not look any better than this. Now the outer skin must go, and it is what we like to call pellicles. They don't taste good, they don't look good, they just have to go. So I like to go ahead and remove almost all of it. And once I was done with the trimming, I was left with 2 beautiful steaks. And I'll tell you one thing, they feel extremely tender. I'm afraid that once I start cooking them, they will fall apart on me. So in order to ensure that that does not happen, I like to truss it with butcher's twine. And don't forget that I still have one more MSG dry aged steak to experiment with. So let me know what you would like me to do with this one. But now going back to our beautiful steaks, I'm also going to be adding a fresh steak. This way we can have a true comparison and find out how much better the MSG dry age one is, or if it's just a complete disaster. Now for the seasoning, here's the plan. The fresh steak, I'm only going to throw in salt and freshly ground black pepper, nothing else. This one in the middle, I'm going to be doing the same exact thing with salt and pepper. But I have a feeling that the MSG really penetrated nicely and deeply into the meat and made it very salty. So for that, that, I'm gonna keep one as completely unseasoned to find out how it's gonna taste. So now that you know how this experiment is gonna happen, the next thing to do is to go ahead and season it. And for that, I made sure to add plenty of salt and freshly ground black pepper. As always, I made sure to season both sides. The last thing we want is unseasoned meat. But now that we have all of these beautiful steaks ready, the next thing to do is to go ahead and cook them. And for that, I'm going to be first putting a strong crust on them. Once that's done, I'll be cooking them in indirect heat until I reach an internal temperature of 135 degrees Fahrenheit. And for that, I'll be using my wireless thermometers. So now I say it is enough talking and it is time to cook these beautiful steaks. So let's do it. Before moving forward, I want to thank today's sponsor, Dowstrong. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I love knives, and Dowstrong has been my go-to even before I started making YouTube videos. Look, let's be honest, knives are just cool, but most importantly, they have to be useful, right? If not, what's the purpose? And I don't like to pay a fortune for them. That's why I always choose Dowstrong. They have hundreds of knives. Of course, they have the traditional ones like the butcher's knife, which I'm really a fan of, but they also have some insane ones. I mean, come on, take a look at this thing. And you want to know a cool fact about the Dowstrong team? They are young and extremely active with the barbecue community. And they listen to meat lovers like us. The designs are just not only unique, but they break rules. It is awesome to see a brand that stands behind their product and offer everyone's lifetime warranty. That speaks volume. And you know, if you get a knife like this, it will last for generations to come. Thank you, Dowstrong, for sponsoring this video. Guys, go get yourself some amazing knives. They are giving you 10% discount. And if you like new releases and secret deals, you might want to sign up for their newsletter. So go to the link down below or go to dowstrong.com/pages/Guga to get yours. As you know, the holiday season is just around the corner, and no matter who you give a knife to, I can guarantee you will put a smile on their face. But now let's get right back to the video and find out how this insane experiment actually tastes. All right, everybody, here we have our beautiful steaks today. Are you ready, Mama?
Why do I have a feeling this is an experiment?
Because I have more than one steak. If I just have one steak, it's just no experiment. But yes, I'm very excited about this experiment. Are you excited, Mama?
Sure. Let's go with excited. Sure.
When I say stuff like that, Mama already started getting skeptical. So we have 3 beautiful steaks for us to try.
They look really good.
I will tell you right away, this is our control steak.
Okay.
And then the variations is these 2. I want to know if there's any difference between them.
All right.
Are you ready?
Sounds good.
Cheers, everybody.
Huh?
That just put a smile on my face.
Perfect one. Juicy, tender, super flavorful. I'm not gonna say beefy.
Not beefy.
Super flavorful. Beefy too, but I'm not gonna say it.
That is an amazing steak. That's all you have to say about that. It is the way it's supposed to be, a nice, pronounced char. You know what I mean? That's what I like.
Yeah.
Huh?
Heck yeah.
I'm excited for the second one. You ready?
Let's go.
All right, let's go. Cheers, everybody.
Yeah, definitely no salt at all.
No salt at all. Tender. Unique flavor. But it's missing a lot of salt. What do you think?
Like, wow.
Huh?
The salt makes a huge difference.
And the salt makes a difference. But it's nice. It's a tender steak. But there is no seasoning yet, so you can't really taste it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To be honest, I thought that this steak here was going to be extra salty. And you're going to find out really soon why. But,
okay,
guys, there is no seasoning at all. It is nice, tender, a wonderful flavor, but there's no seasoning. So, I know what you're thinking. You know what I'm thinking. You ready for this one? Huh? Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Oh, that's a different steak. In a very nice way. That's a very nice steak. What do you think, Mama?
Wow, there's something different over there. What is it?
Man,
it's
that's
nice.
Amazing. Okay, this is what's happening in my mouth. as I'm taking bites, my cheek is squeezing. Like it feels weird right here on my cheek. It's squeezing my cheeks to have more flavor. I don't know how I can describe that. Mama, which one do you prefer?
That one. Wait.
Here, Mama. My cheek's still squeezing. That's a weird feeling. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, it's like, you know.
It's like the little muscles that where the push the saliva on your mouth. They're like.
Doing it to you too?
Now this last one, I really got it.
Yeah, it's like it's doing like this. My saliva glands, I guess. I don't know what it's called. It's really squeezing it.
I'm going back for more.
It is not salty, which you might be thinking why. I gotta tell you why.
If anything, I would put just a little bit more salt.
And even more salt.
I like it salty.
This one I dry aged with MSG.
What the heck? What the heck?
With MSG.
Some bites, I get it. They don't feel any different at all.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I bite it, and it's like, it's MSG.
Yeah, welcome. There is no dry age taste.
No.
Yeah, absolutely not. If you're thinking there's gonna have a dry age taste, no. I don't know if there's any bad thing that you shouldn't do it at home, which you probably shouldn't use that amount of MSG.
Yeah, MSG is kind of
yeah, you gotta be careful with MSG. But I wanted to find out exactly what happens. And if you ask me if it makes a better steak, absolutely, it makes a better steak. Anyway, guys, these are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Remember, if you are interested in anything I use, everything's always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. As you can see, Mama is still licking his fork. Oh. Strong, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. Guys, go check them out and get yourself some amazing knives. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.